Welcome to Sunny Ratnaling. We're introducing the second lesson of our eSkillful Means program. We're going to give some special attention to the topic of stress. Tartan Tuku suggested that when you talk about skillful means or in general in our seminars that we're presenting, to pay attention to the topic of stress. Is it possible to deal with our stress more wisely? So in these two lessons we will talk about the topic. I would suggest that you read the materials, study them, and don't immediately agree or disagree, because the ideas are very interesting. We have an extensive Skillful Means module that works with stress, and it's called Transforming Stress into Wellbeing. It's a 9-month program that first focuses on the individual, then on stress as it happens in teams and organizations, and then to work with time, because our relationship with time has very much to do with how stressed we experience ourselves. But this lesson is basically simple. It is to become aware of stress and some simple steps of how to work with it. Most important is to know that there is a difference in our teachings between tension and stress. People think, oh, it would be lovely to work stress-free, and what they're actually talking about is that there is no tension in their lives. It's not possible. Life is tension. Things change. Things are being created. Ideas come up. They need to be executed. Plans need to be made. Production plans, schedules, quality control. And all of that have to do with tension. Let's not think that a beautiful painting comes about without any tension. There's lots of it. So please make a distinction between tension and stress. If we look carefully at what is happening when stress occurs, from the skillful means point of view, it is when awareness is functioning limited, small-mindedness. When the energy in the body is blocked, for example, all our energy is in the head and there's no energy in the rest of the body. Stress will come because the energy of the breath doesn't circulate through the entire body. Or when we're not communicating with ourselves, like we want something, we really want something, but we think we should do something else. How to deal with that tension? Or the tension that we experience as fear is basically because something bigger might be happening. Or we experience fear because only part of our body is participating in the experience, only our head. So if our body is not involved, of course we feel fear. So number one is tension and stress are not the same. Tension is normal and stress is not. Second is to become aware of what causes stress to come up in you. And don't think that what causes stress in you today is because of what's happening today. It's already a long line of stress-inducing patterns, and if a similar situation arises, we automatically respond with a contraction or a fear. And then we say we are stressed, and we wonder, why are we stressed? Or we figure out why we're stressed, but our figuring out doesn't help much. We have to rebalance ourselves, come back within ourselves, to ground ourselves, and internally to allow the breath to circulate through the body. The people who are doing skillful means increasingly will feel less stressed. They feel more and more tension maybe because their goals become bigger. Their view becomes greater too. But to realize what it is that you envision, your goals, how to do that, that process is one of creation. And of course there's a lot of tension that comes with it. We will spend 2 lessons on dealing with stress. And the first lesson, we try to make a shift from being a victim to getting back some kind of control. You'll see that when you feel stressed, it is as if you've lost your power, as if you've lost your strength, as if you are a victim of circumstances. So how can you come back where you feel the power, where you can make choices again? And in this first lesson, we give you a 5-step process of how to separate yourself from the experience of stress. So number 1, stress is normal, tension is not. Number 2 is you are not your stress. There's much more to you than stress. So if you consider stress as some kind of bad weather going through your body and going through your mind, maybe you can step back and say, whoa, there it is again. Like you hear a name of a person and everything in you contracts. Or you think of a project that is waiting and you should give it attention and you're postponing and postponing. Of course, you become stressed about that. So as you take on more ownership of your own work and your life, as you take on more responsibility and less place it in the hands of others, you will get more control and you feel less stress. Ultimately, skillful means is actually to contact the experience of working well. So as we're developing this experience that has wonderful side effects such as joy, satisfaction, a sense of meaning, intimacy, presence, and love, as we experience that increasingly, we feel less and less stress. So stress is kind of a rescue. It's like, oh, I feel stressed, and then everything goes on hold. So as you're recharging your body, as you're expanding your mind, as you are circulating the breath and are more one with what is going on, stress becomes less and less important. Somebody who works well doesn't want to hear about stress. So come out of this victim role of stress, learn to appreciate what's really happening. Stress only means a contraction is taking place. Most of the stress that you experience is not even yours. It is passed on from generations, or it's in the air. Don't underestimate how we are influenced by the space we're working in. I'm not just talking about the office space, but the whole karma of the organization. That's all in the air too, and you're affected by that. So if you start to clean up the experience of stress, you begin to clean the atmosphere. You begin to purify what was not very good. So treat your stress as something it's not your own, that you can actually help to heal. And if you have less stress, you're really a great asset to the organization you work for, to your family, to your friends, and most of all to yourself. Stress is a ceiling that you can easily go through. Good luck.